Do Liberals ever really change their spots? I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.Media. The Liberals, the real party of corruption. We know that. We know that they're entitled to their entitlements. We know that, unlike, say, in the case of Mike Duffy, taxpayers don't get their money back. I mean, have you seen the $40 million the Liberals never paid back from the sponsorship scandal? I haven't. I'd like to know where it was. So it was interesting to read in the Journal de Montréal the other day that a newly elected Liberal MP was named twice during the Charbonneau Commission hearings. That doesn't prove that Ramaz Ayoub, a former councillor and mayor of the town of Lorraine, Quebec, is corrupt. He was, after all, never charged, but his name came up in relation to donations and his relationships with people involved in land development and building, one of the main things the Charbonneau Commission was established for. According to Le Journal, Ayoub was given a $5,000 campaign donation by a firm looking to do business with the town when he was running for the mayor's job in 2009. Another time, his name came up in a strange mention of an engineering firm. Now, Ayoub denies he ever did anything wrong. He hasn't been charged with anything, but I think given his new position, it's going to be worth looking into his past and his business dealings a little bit more. After all, we do know that another Quebec MP, a man who for years represented an area just south of Ayoub's district in the Quebec legislature and then became a federal MP, well, he kept quiet about being offered a bribe by the mayor of Laval. Tom Mulcair denied that it had ever happened when questioned about it, and then only spoke to authorities about it, when questioned 17 years after the incident. The Charbonneau Commission was set up to look into the often crooked and corrupt practices that had evolved in municipal and provincial construction builds. The payoffs by organized crime, unions, politicians, it was quite the spectacle that garnered a lot of attention in Quebec, unfortunately not outside. And it not only exposed corruption of politicians, remember Montreal not being able to keep a mayor in the job, it also exposed corruption in organized labor. Whistleblower Ken Pereira telling stories of how bikers were really in charge of some of the biggest construction unions, and that those unions even gave money, $1 million to rebuild a burned down strip club owned by the bikers. Tales of how members who had no idea where money was going, and then those that asked questions being intimidated. That was the Charbonneau Commission. That's where Justin Trudeau's new MP's name came up. Perhaps more importantly, though, is for the whole country, the Charbonneau Commission should have taught us lessons about the need for openness and transparency on government contracts and on the unions that are granted special legal and tax status. Because while Justin Trudeau spent the whole campaign denouncing Stephen Harper for being secretive, not being open, transparent enough, well, Trudeau's about to repeal laws that were passed in the name of transparency as payback to his union friends. After getting the backing of many unions, Trudeau promised to repeal bills C-377 and C-525. 377 opens up union books about their finances so that members will know if $1 million was sent to rebuild a biker strip club, or tens of thousands are being spent for union bosses to get drunk and entertain on the dimes of workers. And 525 is about allowing, people to have a secret ballot when they're voting to certify or decertify a union. Trudeau was elected by a secret ballot, but he won't allow for the same for unionized workers in federal jurisdiction. People are less likely to vote for a union when they have a secret ballot, but they're more likely to vote for one if all their co-workers and the union bosses can see who's voting for what. Trudeau will repeal this law, and he's doing it as payback for the union bosses. Which brings me back to my opening. Liberals don't change their spots. It's a corrupt party built on favors and payback. Always has been, always will be.